Good morning, guys. Welcome to my channel and welcome to another video. I'm up early because I got the tea for the streets and some news y'all could use. Check this out.
To me. I don't know how many of y'all are familiar with Peach McIntyre. She's a social media influencer. She has a whole bunch of kids, either 9 kids or 11 kids and a husband. And, at times she can be a little rough around the edges. And she has monetized her entire life. Nothing is off limits. CPS has been called on this girl several times. That she's had to move and she's needed to sit. It's just been a lot going on with Peach on the internet. I don't follow her closely, but every now and then her things fall into my timeline. And most recently, guys, she sent two of her children to school. From what I could deduce from the context clues, they go to a private school that appears to be kind of like one of those predominantly white private schools.
No, it's not a private school at all. It's actually a public charter school that happens to be in a neighborhood where most of the people are non-African American.
And there is a non-for-profit organization in the community called Feeding Hungry Little Tummies. And Peach is alleging that her children were the only children given this charity food. Take a look.
Before we look, I want to say her kids were given the food, but they were given the food with many other kids. She's just making an issue because she feels she's rich and feels insulted. Her ego is bruised. It has absolutely nothing to do with her children.
Had to call my husband to assist me with calming down because I really feel like they got me messed up. My son Tracy, when he went to his whole school got bags of food, similar to this, the whole school. But to single out my children, and I'm talking about random, you got my kids' names on this fucking bag, talking about feeding empty little tummies.
So I'm curious, why was it okay that Choice got the bag and not these other two kids to get the bag? Was it just because you just happen to need a storyline now? Help me out here.
Got me messed up. Y'all better not never, ever in y'all life pick my kids to be the kids with empty little tummies. Like noodles, little bootleg cereal and shit. Like, that's for my kids. Y'all not eating that. I'm about enraged. I'm so upset. Like, don't ever play with my motherfucking kids like this. Your life. How you assume that gorgeous Underwood and amazing Underwood got empty little tummies? I pay for school lunch. It ain't free.
Now, guys, she's mentioning that she pays for school lunch. But, y'all, the lunch is like $4 a kid. It is subsidized school lunch. So everybody kind of gets a discount. And, I mean, $4. You just asked for free stuff from CPS that was at your house a few days ago, but you're insulted that you got free shit?
Better stop playing with me.
Listen to this, y'all.
They can't open it up. Better get this shit back. I don't know who played with my kids like this, but you better not do it no more. Office closed at 4:15 p.m. Current time is 4:08. I dropped my kids off at tutoring. I came to bring y'all back this food.
I came to bring y'all back this food. It's so funny.
You know, there are a lot of ways to identify need, but there are also a lot of ways to identify ghetto. And I think I'm just going to leave that there. Chaboo is all I'm finna say.
I don't know which one of y'all had the right idea to make this for my children, but don't ever play with my kids like this ever again. Whoever you need to talk to, my kids don't have no fucking empty tummies. Don't ever do that. Don't ever do that. Never again. Never again. Don't play with my kids. I'm dead serious. Fuck my.
Okay, guys, so this is something that I had not mentioned before, and I feel that we should mention it. I think the empty little tummies also is a source of contention for her. She is insulted by the insinuation that her kids don't eat. Now, I mean, you can't, it can be definitely off putting the name, but they've operated for 15 freaking years with that name and have grown very successfully. So, I mean, it's kind of a cuppy. It can go either way. if I had a successful organization, would not allow this to put me in a position that I felt I needed to change the name because no one else was offended. But at the same time, you are probably not going to have, let me say it another way. You may have other parents that feel the same. Let's just be honest.
Nobody else kids in this motherfucking school, and I don't give a fuck if they kick my kids out of this school. Don't ever in y'all fucking life choose my kids to be the kids that got empty fucking tummies. The fuck? That's so offensive.
So I have been following this over the weekend, and there's a
Now, Funky, if you have followed this over the weekend, I do expect to hear a good little read or two because she has been out of line. Now, I get the name may have insulted her, but if she had a level of intellect that most people had, they could see beyond that and see the mission and the vision of everything. What do y'all think, guys? Let me know in the comments if you agree. I get the name is a lot, but so is the mission. Let's just be honest. I also want to make clear that, as I have said from the beginning, I didn't completely disagree with her because I would have had to be told how my kids were chosen. So I don't agree with her having a pause here. But the way she handled it was just gutter snipe wrong. I'm sorry, it was.
lot to process here. So the first thing, I'm not going to lie to you. I think the owner of the nonprofit, the responsible party, I think that their intentions meant well with the name of the program, but I'm not going to lie to you. If my child came home with some food in a bag like that with their name on it from Empty Little Tummies, I would be slightly offended too. All right. Secondly, Peach is alleging that her children were singled out.
Let's be honest, her kids were definitely included. But she has no clue if they were singled out or not because she didn't even take enough time to educate her on the behind the scenes details of this entire situation. She really don't know shit. And then her one opportunity to find out the deets, which is her going and talking to the school, she opted out because she couldn't make a spectacle out of the situation. That's how we know it really meant nothing when it came to her kids.
And I can understand her being offended. Now, Peach been ranting on these people for days now. The people had to turn their comments off on their page. But I will say this, Peach, and I want to be correct. They corrected me in the chat saying that it's a charter school and it's free. I want to say this though, Peach, you didn't even get no straightening. There was no dialogue. You brought the food back and you gave the food to Secretary Fish.
Damn, Funky, not fish. I am too weak, baby.
Like, girl, she ain't even the one that gave your children the food. So it's like, you didn't even straighten nothing out. Like, you just was went in there and was being ignorant on the internet. And now, y'all gotta think before y'all do stuff now. Because now these other children, their parents are gonna see this. Their parents are going to have all types of negative things to say about this interaction that their children are going to overhear. And now those children are going to come back to school and be pointing and snickering at your children.
So let's put that another way. So not only are your kids not wanting to walk to school with you because they probably shamed of you and how you act, but now you've not only taken a little situation and made it bad, but you made it a big situation that will be even worse. Congratulations, Peach.
Not to mention, this has gotten so big on social media that the district and the principal have probably already sent teachers memos and emails about the situations. And in a situation where you said you did not want your kids to be singled out, not only have you singled them out even more, but you've made them targets. And not only have you made them targets for bullying from other children, you've made them targets from adults. I have seen it and I have experienced. When adults can't get to the other adult, they will take that shit out on your children.
And he's not wrong about that. And the sad thing is, Peach is so busy trying to pay them back for that one. She does not care about how her kids feel. She alleges that this is about her kids, but when has she mentioned them at all? Don't call my kids empty little tummies. That's not what they call them. That's just the name of the organization. I see why it could be off putting, but the bottom line is this: most of the mayhem that her children will experience is because of her, not because she protected them.
Y'all have got to be careful. Carrying y'all ass down there where y'all children is and talking to people any old type of way that are responsible for caring for your children. Because I can assure you, if I was a teacher and you came out to that school and you showed your ass on me, I wouldn't give your child any extra attention. When I see your child doing something wrong, I'm not going to go out my way to help them. When I see the other kids bothering your child, I'm going to pretend like I'm grading papers. I'm going to be ambivalent towards your child. And it's just a natural human reaction to do so. Now,
And another thing that wasn't mentioned, even though some people may not take the approach that he just mentioned, some people will not deal with your kids just because they don't want to ever put themselves in a position to have to deal with you. So they're not going to help. They're not going to insert themselves. Sometimes they neglect to do their job. Why? Because they don't want to have to deal with the problem that you are, and that is more prevalent to them than the immediate situation with just a child.
some people say that Peach sent her kids to school unkept. I can't confirm or deny that. I don't follow her that closely. And on some of her other videos, somebody called Child Protective Services, and that they had CPS at her house, and that's on her page, Peach McIntyre.
Funky, not only does she send her kids out looking a hot mess, boys' hair nappy as hell, daughter's hair, I mean, looking a hot mess just like she looks a hot mess often. She has also went and tried to feel that her money makes up for all of that. Taking her kids to different places, although taking her kids to Disney does not educate them. She's left her kids out of school for years at a time. They are currently several years behind. They cannot read. She has had CPS at her house at least 10 times. And she's been evicted over the last 10 years at least 10 times in 3 damn counties. So there are reasons, more so of the fact of her being considered empty tummies than not. I'm just going to keep it real.
But Peach, I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm very intrigued by all of this, and I would love to actually just interview you and talk to you about it and pick your brain and take some questions from the audience about what you got going on with all them kids and what the outcome was. So, Peach, if anybody sent this to you or you can hear me and you are within earshot of my voice, either DM me on Instagram and or email me at funkydineva.
Now, guys, I ain't going to lie, baby. I hope she does see this. I hope she does reach out. And I can't wait to see what happens with this situation. Because one thing Funky don't do is bullshit. He don't fake the funk. He ain't gonna hold his tongue if he got something to say. And Peach has some type of vitriol for black men that I feel like she'll try him. And I also feel like because of her narcissistic ways that she will go on there acting like she's bigger than the program, as she always does, and get shown the fucking dough. Go on there, Peachy. Go on and let everybody see the truth of who you really are in real life. Also, guys, let me know what y'all think about this. Would y'all like to see her be not only interviewed by somebody who is not with the shit, and also would you like to see her taking questions from an audience? Now, one thing I will say is this will definitely be good for her brand. Bad as it may be, it's still a brand. And I mean, if it is what has been feeding her thus far, I mean, she should really try to see it through. I mean, I'm just being honest. Anyway, guys, let me know what y'all think about this. Let's talk about it in the comments as we always do. I'll see you guys in the next one.